If you want to build an amazing collection and don't want to break the bank, here are 12 awesome cards under $20 that would look great on a winter themed page. Today we're going to change it up a little bit by talking about the cards in the order that they came out. Let me know if you prefer the other way where we did it in lowest to highest, or if you want to see a different order. So the first card we're going to be talking about today is the Ice Rider Calyrex V. This card released in Chilling Reigns and sits at around $16 in English. And for the Japanese version, it sits at $20. So that's actually right at our budget, closer to 21. But if you want, the English one is well within our range. This is a really neat card. When I first saw it, it was pretty cool to see not only the Ice Rider Calyrex, but a bunch of other cameo Pokemon in here too. We got Teddiursas, Spheals, and Deerlings. So it's a fun little card to add more Pokemon into the collection rather than just one. If you're a big Ice Rider Calyrex fan, there actually is another one that you could add that fits well within our budget. There's the one from Astral Radiance that sits around $6, and then the Japanese one also sits a little bit under $6 as well. Of the two, I personally prefer the Chilling Reign one, but either of them are pretty cool pickups. The next card we're going to be talking about is this Frosmoth featuring Melanie. Really cool trainer gallery art from the Astral Radiance set. This card sits at $2 even in Japanese. So if you prefer the silver border, another set of cards where if you like one over the other, you can pick. My personal choice would probably be the silver border. I just think that the silver looks cleaner on this winter theme page that we're going for. This is definitely one card that I wish I had in my personal collection, but sadly I don't have it yet. I can only imagine that the colors on this look amazing just from the scan. It looks cool. It has at least what it looks like to be like kind of a rainbowish effect, so probably going to be one of the cards that I pick up really soon. Next, we're sticking with Astral Radiance, and this time it's going to be the Galarian Articuno V. I think these trainer gallery cards are honestly some of the cooler arts. I do really enjoy the trainers being introduced with the Pokemon. So this one to me is another really cool pickup. In English, this card sits at $9, and in Japanese, this card sits at $7. So if you want to save a couple bucks, you can definitely pick up the Japanese one. Still same art. They both look amazing. And honestly, of the three Galarian birds, the Articuno is probably my favorite, so I'm probably going to end up picking this card up. And the last card that we're going to be talking about for Astral Radiance is going to be the Hisuian Lilligant V. The English version sits under 15, whereas the Japanese version is actually like $4 more expensive, sitting under $20. But again, another really cool card that features a lot of Pokemon, not just the Lilligant. We've got the Starly, the Rufflet, the Pachirisu, Spheal, Basculegion, the Quillfish, or is that Overquill? Actually, I think it's both, because there's one in like the bottom right corner, and then there's the Swinub. And there was a short that I remember watching, I believe it was No Relax Shop, but they mentioned how somebody pointed out to them that it looked like the Lilligant was kicking the Spheal, and I just can't unsee that now. And now we're moving on to Crown Zenith, another set where we have the Galarian Gallery, not the trainer gallery, but this is another card where if you get it in Japanese, you can get the silver border, or in English, you got the yellow border. The English version sits a little bit higher at $5, while the Japanese one sits at around $3. And again, for the purpose of building out a winter theme page, I personally think that the silver border looks cleaner, but hey, if you like the yellow border, go ahead and pick that up. Moving on to the Scarlet and Violet sets, the first card we're going to be introducing is from Paldea Evolved, and it's actually a trainer card, Grusha. This card currently sits at $12, and it's not even worth getting the Japanese one. In my opinion, you're going to be spending more than double our budget just to pick it up, and that's just a lot of cards that you can pick up instead of picking up that one card. But if you really like Grusha, I'm not going to stop you from picking that card up, but in my opinion, if you're going to want to stay in the budget, just pick up the English version. Really cool art. I just love the framing of like the tree surrounding the window frame, again, surrounding Grusha. You got little Starly appearance as well. So really nice, cozy art in my opinion. The next card is probably one of my favorite cards out of all the cards that I'm going to be recommending, and that is the Chien-Pao EX. This card also comes from Paldea Evolved and is currently sitting under 17, and the Japanese one, again, is almost more than double the price of this card. So if you want to stay within our budget, the English pickup is definitely what I recommend. And as you can see, the English Chien-Pao is the one that I ended up picking. I also picked up a Japanese Articuno. I pulled this amazing Swinub, and the Raboot is another one that I ended up picking up. And speaking about the Raboot, that's actually the next set and card that we're going to be talking about. The Raboot comes from Stellar Crown and actually sits a little under $5, while the Japanese one sits under $2. So if you want to save some money, definitely pick up the Japanese version. There was just something about this art that, like, when I saw it, I knew that I wanted to pick it up. And I think it was just like kind of the contrast of it interacting in snow, it being a fire Pokemon, and it's still like showing its personality, enjoying soccer with a snowball. So there's a lot of elements to this card that I really enjoyed. So that's one of the main reasons why I picked it up. And the next card from Stellar Crown is the Crabominable. The English one sits a little under $2, while the Japanese one sits a little under $1. So if you really want to get the cheaper version and save $1, there's an option for that. But I don't think spending $2 on this card is going to be a bad thing if you want to get the English one. Both super budget friendly, and honestly, it's a titan of a card. I think it's so ominous, the Crabominable just chilling and this blizzard just surrounding it. It looks really awesome and would fit amazing in this winter theme page. And on the opposite spectrum of being ominous, we have a very goofy card with Spheal coming from Surging Sparks. The English one sits under $6, whereas the Japanese one sits a little bit over $3. So again, Japanese being a little bit cheaper than the English one. Either way, really cute art. You got a lot of Spheals rolling around and just being adorable. So if you don't want an ominous card, you want a cute one, this is definitely the one to pick up. And for one of the last cards we're going to be talking about is the Articuno from Journey Together. This is one of my chase cards from the set, and although I didn't end up pulling it, I did just end up buying it. This card in English sits a little bit under $18, whereas the Japanese one is actually a lot more affordable at a third of the price, $6, or a little under $6. As I showed earlier, that is definitely the one that I recommend, just because you can save yourself so much money and pick up other cards while you're at it. But if you really want the English one, still within the $20 budget, and honestly, it's a gorgeous card. I really was wondering if I wanted to build out like a legendary page, but I feel it's much more at home in a winter theme page. These next cards are more of honorable mentions, mainly because they either sit out of our budget or don't have an English equivalent just yet. And so the first one we're going to be talking about is the Suicune V that actually comes from the Galarian Gallery in Crown Zenith. Now, the English version of this card does sit a little under $34. The Japanese one sits at around $21, so just literally $1 out of our budget, which is why I really wanted to recommend it. But if I wanted to stay within our rules, that is over our budget. That's why I decided I'm just going to add a little bit of a honorable mention section at the end of our videos where I talk about a few cards that look really cool, but they're just not really friendly to the budget. And the final cards are all of these cards from Black Volt and White Flare. So that includes the Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanillux, Cubchoo, Beartic, Cryogonal, Cobaline, and the Reuniclus. All of these cards currently sit within our budget of under $20, but the thing is, there is no English equivalent yet, and I feel like these cards are gonna end up dropping once the English set comes out, and that won't be for another couple weeks for us. So I definitely recommend holding off on purchasing these cards, as the prices will probably end up dropping, and we're not quite sure what the English prices are gonna be either. But if you don't mind the price that they're at right now and you really want to pick them up because you think the arts are awesome, go for it. There's a reason why I added these as honorable mentions. I think all of these cards look really cool, especially the Cobaline. I think the Aurora in the background looks amazing. So I'm definitely going to be holding off, as I have a Pokemon Center ETB for both sets coming to me. So hopefully I pull some of these cards, but if not, I'll probably end up picking some up after that. All right, that's it. Our 12 cards that are under $20 that you can add into your collection to make a wonderful winter page. And again, some honorable mentions to close it all off. If there's a theme that you really want to see in the next video, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't checked out our sleeping theme video, go ahead and check it out. I'll see you there. If you're trying to build, if you want to build an awesome, oh my goodness gracious, what are you doing in there? I'm trying to record an intro. Attack! Attack of the ferrets! Attack of the ferrets!